Yes, ma'am, because it's really.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Let me just tell you. So this is what I don't allow. I don't allow people to speak ill of anyone when they're not present. That's Vashon's brain. Court is calling 2024 CR 009591, State of Texas versus Kimberly Villanueva. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Andrew Harris Edelman.
for the defense?
Danielle Cranberg?
And are you Miss Villanueva?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. All right, we're back on the record. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Villanueva, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, off the record. Excuse me, Mr. Folsom. Mr. Folsom, you're talking too loud. We're on the record. That's okay. All right, and it'd probably be best that you have a seat. All right, we're back on the record. Ms. Villanueva, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with the offense of theft of property less than $2,500, 2 or more previous convictions. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
I'm sorry.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into this plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe that she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Villanueva, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. The state recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration AL 2181212. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, no contact with Walmarts in Bexar County, and Andrea Macedo, MACEDO, the MRT, and the anti-theft course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Honor. We would ask, for the court to follow the agreement. She is willing to do the probation. She is not currently employed, but she's seeking employment. She does have call center experience. She's hoping to get another work from home job at a call center and to help, take care of her father, who is currently sick.
All right. So I have a question for you. You say you're taking care of your father, is that correct?
Um, not really. He's actually has cancer, so he's dying of cancer already.
I'm sorry, what?
He's dying of cancer. He has stage 4 liver cancer.
All right, so my question is, are you taking care of
No,
him?
ma'am.
That was a misstatement on my part, Judge. I guess I mean to, spend time with him while she can.
All right. So here's the other question. When's the last time you had employment?
Last year at Speedy's Exchange, with Speedy Exchange, yes,
Doing what?
call center, telephone representative.
All right, why do you continue to steal?
Because I haven't been able to get a job due to my
No.
felonies, my history. But I'm still seeking for employment, ma'am.
No, this is not the first time you're stealing. I'm trying to figure out your go-to is stealing. What if everybody who didn't have a job decided to steal?
Um,
So you have prior theft cases and they were all state jail felonies. So why do you continue to steal? And according to this, you've been stealing since 2014 and you just want to stop stealing. So you're stealing and you're using drugs. Why is this?
Well, the past, yes, my last ones, yes, ma'am. I was a addict. I'm no longer using. I've been sober for quite a couple of years already. I did have a fallback to say, that one time with this recent case that I have. But I haven't picked up a charge since 2013 for theft. I've been,
No,
I've been-
not since 2013, because you have this and this is from 2023.
right, that was the most recent one, yes, ma'am.
So
But
why do you
prior-
keep stealing? It's still not answering my question. I don't understand.
I was going through some personal issues at the moment with my kids,
With what?
with my kids being taken away.
Okay,
So I went to what I knew best.
but your children, were they taken away because you were using drugs?
No, ma'am, for allegations.
What allegations?
Of using drugs.
All right, for using drugs. So when were they taken away from you? And who are they staying with?
They've been adopted.
All right, so your rights were terminated. So here's my question, and you know yourself better than I know you, better than your attorney knows you. Do you really think you're going to do well at this probation? Because you had a choice to do what you needed to do and have custody of your children, and you chose to commit thefts and continue to use.
Yes, ma'am, because I didn't get my children back, but
I'm sorry, what?
yes, I do my.
And if you're drug tested today, and you will be, what is the results going to be? Tell the truth. And what else? So you're telling me when you're drug tested today, you're only going to be positive for marijuana? So if I send you across the hallway to get drug tested, I mean, that can happen today. And you're saying it's just going to be marijuana. All right. We can have a drug test done. Is there anything you want to say before I send you to go do your drug test? All right. So, I'm going to find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. We're going to recall this for tomorrow. She's going to do a drug test today. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Is there something she wants to say?
There is, Your Honor.
Oh, what would you wish to say to the court? I'm sorry, what? And what would that be? All right, so why are you playing games with me? Well, no, that means you were dishonest with the court. I asked you, what would you be positive for? You said marijuana, nothing else. I told you I could send you right across the hallway to get drug tested, and you said, please do. Send me. I'm not going to be positive for anything else. So now you're telling me it's going to be meth. When's the last time you used meth? All right. And what else? All right. And who are you living with? And how many children does she have living with her other than you?
No.
So if probation goes out there at that house, you're going to tell me that there are not going to be any minors at that house. So who all is in the house?
So is it myself and my husband?
I'm sorry, who?
Myself and my husband?
At your grandmother's house.
It's her property.
So I'm confused. She said she's living with her grandmother.
No, she's living at her
Grandmother's.
grandmother's house.
No, beforehand, she's like, I'm living with my grandmother. So now she's staying at her grandmother's house. And it's just her and her husband at her grandmother's house.
Yeah, I guess I missed the part where she said she was staying with her grandmother. I
Okay.
didn't hear that. I just heard grandmother's house, but.
So it's just you and your husband at your grandmother's house, and there are no children at that location. And how often is he using? Okay, usually when people use, the people they're with usually use. All right, I'm gonna place you on probation, but I'm telling you right now, probation is gonna make visits at that location. Do you understand? All right. Court is gonna sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. Taking consideration AL 2181212, there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's going to be a TAP evaluation, follow all TAP recommendations. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with Walmarts. And that means any Walmart. There's to be no contact with Andrea Macedo, the MRT, CATS 1 and CATS 2. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. We can do a referral to felony drug court. You need to make sure you make all of those appointments to felony drug court. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution and 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you in this court to be successful on probation. Communication is key, okay? All right, good luck.
Can you please come up, Ray?
All right, he has 4 cases, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, where are we on discovery?
Right, on Discovery, I was able to download, some of the DWI officer cam footage last night. So I reviewed that last night, and then we did receive an offer from the state last night as well.
All right, so the offer you received, is that from criminal trial division or family violence or both?
It's from both, and they were gonna, it was a concurrent offer.
Okay,
So I needed time to go over that with my client.
all right, sir, how old are you?
60 going to 61.
All right, so we're gonna come back then on November 21st. That's gonna be your plea deadline date. And I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery signed before you all leave. Any other questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Yes,
Simple little thing. I'm going for, I'm gonna have surgery done on my stomach 7 days from now, major surgery.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, when
I'm
is
gonna-
this?
7 days from now, on the 29th.
The 29th of October?
Yes, ma'am. And I wanted to see what this monitor, because I'm gonna be in the hospital for 3 to 4 days.
Right, you need to provide proof of that to the court. All right, and you'll tender it to the state and they can review it.
And I will file that, I'll file that with the Discovery, Your Honor.
Oh, well, I mean, if it's
Or
something
no,
that
I
we
can
need,
just hand it to him right now.
here's the thing. If it's something we need to take care of today, then we can take care of it today. You just need to confer with the state, both criminal trial division and family violence. But your plea deadline date is going to be November 21st. And I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery from everyone before you all leave here today. And then before you leave today, we'll address the surgery issue.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank
Your
you.
Honor. Oh, if we could just approach on Ray De La Rosa.
All right. Oh, you don't have to pull the file. This is the medical issue, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And he's in the box. Apparently he doesn't have active on it, so.
All right. Well, they're trying to change that in the system. All right, Mr. De La Rosa, if you want to come down, please. All right. So my understanding is there's an issue with surgery. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the documentation that the defense has?
Yes.
All right. And state you believe the documentation is accurate?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when is his surgery scheduled?
Scheduled on October the 29th,
Okay.
and they're gonna actually, I believe, lift his
My stomach up, and then bring it down.
Okay.
It's a hernia surgery, but it's not a mesh, it's more of a little surgery type thing.
All right. And when is he going to be released from the hospital?
He said it's gonna take 4 days. I'm gonna be in there for 4 days.
Okay, so let me see here. So is there some sort of prep you have to do before the October 29th date?
Yes,
All right, does that prep involve, you needing the monitor removed before October 29th?
no,
Are you sure?
anything that I have to do for the monitor to be removed, is what you're saying, I don't understand.
No, okay, this is what I'm saying. Your surgery is on October 29th.
Yes,
My understanding about surgeries is you can't go into surgery with a monitor. Is everybody in agreement with my understanding?
Well, that's what I asked the defense earlier. Judge.
That's
I
my
wasn't-
understanding.
I wasn't sure about that. I don't know if there was an impediment as to surgery and the monitor, and I couldn't get a clear answer. I guess we can ask the defendant at this point now.
All right,
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was asking them as well because I figured they do this all the time.
okay, all right. So nobody's under oath right now. Let me ask you this. The information you have there with the surgery, does it have a number for him to call? Do you have a number to call?
There should be, if now we can find the number and we can have somebody call.
All right, so my understanding, and I may be wrong, is that you cannot do a surgery with a monitor on because there are different types of equipment that the monitor may impact.
yes.
I don't know that to be true. It's just that the persons that I've had come before me before who've had monitors, they've needed to take them off for MRIs and other things. Maybe this is not like an MR situation. I don't know. So if someone, the number that's on there, if you all will call, let them know that he has a GPS monitor. Let them know what a GPS monitor is and whether or not it needs to be removed for surgery.
Your Honor, my doctor knows about it. I talked to my doctor.
Okay, so here's the thing.
He said if I can get it removed before I go,
Yeah,
because
and-
it's gonna go through X-ray.
All
X-ray
right, so let me just tell you, I appreciate what you're saying,
Yes,
but 9 times out of 10, usually the attorneys want to hear it from the doctor and not from the patient. So if you can get the nurse on the phone or get his office manager on the phone to call them today and ask them, does the GPS monitor need to be removed? And when do they anticipate you being released? Because if they want the monitor removed for surgery, guess what? I believe the state is going to agree for its removal. I'm going to sign the order removing it. But once you're released, it's going to have to be placed back on. So if someone can call the doctor or call their office and attorneys, if you all can do that, then we will see.
Your Honor, I have 3 other settings today. I'm just gonna go run down the courts and tell them that I'm gonna be busy in your court for a while. And they're just gonna be probably reset, so.
Oh, so let me ask you guys this. And I like things to be done quickly. So
there's
you're
something
running,
wrong
let me ask you this, you're running to another court.
Yes, to another.
Wouldn't it be quicker if you guys just pick up the phone and ask them?
There's no phone number on.
All right,
this, so
let me,
I'll try to look it up.
no, let me bring out Google real quick. What's the name of the place?
Is there a phone number?
All right. Is this with Christus?
Let me give them a call in the hallway, Your Honor.
All right, here it is, 949-6000.
949.
210-949-6000.
Give them a call and
All right. And just in case they don't answer, let me give you a second number because they say this number is 24 hours. 294-8000.
294-8000.
Yes.
Thank
Did you want him to continue to sit in the?
No, he can sit in the gallery
Okay.
because we now know there's a issue with Odyssey. All right. So, Mr. De La Rosa? All right. So if you all want to draft an order, you all can write it out. He's saying that his surgery is on October 29th. I don't know if you all want him to be running around on October 28th trying to get the monitor removed because it will take some time usually. He has to go sit in the office to have it removed. So if you all want to have it removed on the 25th, or if you all want it on the 28th, it's completely up to what agreement you all come to. I know part of the issue is he has a DWI 3rd, I believe.
That's correct.
you. He has a DWI 3rd pending, Your Honor.
And he also has the assault issues. State Criminal Trial Division on Mr. DeLeon. All right, he has surgery. His surgery is on October 29th. Both parties have talked to the facility and they said, no, he cannot have that GPS on during surgery. So it needs to be removed for him to have his surgery. Everybody is in agreement for the removal. The only question is when parties agree for it to be removed. My understanding about surgeries from my personal experience is that usually the day before surgery, there are certain things you have to do to prepare for the next day of surgery. I don't know if it will be conducive or healthy for him to be running around on October 28th to try to get the GPS device removed. And if something happens and it's not removed on that day, he's not going to be able to have surgery on the 29th. But that's completely up to the parties. Do you want it removed on the 28th? His surgery is on the 29th. Or do you want it removed before then?
Like removed before then, just in case he has to do like any other tests, like X-rays or whatnot. Maybe like the 27th, I'm thinking there's.
Well, 27th is a Sunday.
I was thinking giving him a window of 5 days.
Oh my God.
All right, so what date?
This. They can do it, whatever the state wants, that's fine.
He's giving you more time than you asked for.
Oh, that's fine. We
I'm
can
not
say 5
being
days.
mean.
No, he's gonna have one day.
No, he's saying you wanted it removed on the 27th, a Sunday. Mr. Edelman is saying he's thinking removing it on the 24th. So he's
24th,
giving you
yeah.
more time than you asked for.
24 is fine.
So you're all in agreement on the 24th? Okay, remove GPS.
Will you be able to have the GPS monitor put back on following the surgery?
Yes.
And so what time?
He's saying that he's going to be in the hospital how long?
Yeah, about 4 days, what he told me.
All right, so we can have the GPS then be removed on October 21st. I'm sorry, 24th. And it's to be reinstalled upon release from the hospital. So if you don't get it installed when you're released from the hospital, that's going to be a violation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, he has the DWI case and he has some assaultive cases. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, is anyone going to let the complainant know that he has surgery, so the GPS is going to be removed? All right, and you still will have the no contact orders in place. So let me explain something to you. If you violate your no contact orders while you're in the hospital, you're going to find yourself waking up chained down to a bed, because that's what they will do. The police will come and they will chain you to the bed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then potentially from the release of the hospital, you'll be making your way to the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are not to have contact with the complainant. You have a DWI pending. You're not to be driving. And I'm sure once you have that surgery, they're going to tell you no driving. You understand?
Yes.
Additionally, Your Honor, when the district attorney is talking to the complainant, if they could, it's the spouse and they haven't seen each other for about a year now.
Yeah.
If they could ask her not to come to the hospital, because that's the same, you know.
All right, if you all tell them there's no contact.
For 19 years, Your Honor. I haven't been in a year. My house.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know anything about your case. I don't know if the state can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, because I don't know anything about your case. But I do know sometimes the reasons we are here are choices that we've made. So based upon the reason we're here, there's a no contact order. Now, if the state wants to decide that you can have contact with her while you're in the hospital, then that's something you all need to agree to. But what I'm telling you right now is you're not to have contact with her. And if she shows up with at the hospital, you need to tell her to leave. And she is not to be on your visitors list, because I'm assuming they still do things the same way, that there's a list of visitors you can have, and she needs to be on the no visitor list. You understand? All right, if you all will draw up the order, the court will sign it.
Yes, Your Honor, while the trial division's here, it's going to be a DWI third. So if there's any pretrial suppression motions, can we run those along with the trial?
Sure,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from
All right,
the
so-
defendant, Your Honor.
You've seen the way Odyssey is behaving, so y'all need to write that order up quickly so it can get in the system.
Okay.
All right, yes.
I think
I really need to go check in with this court.
Okay, all you have to do is put
Okay.
order, agreed order. All right, come down, Mr. Folsom. Yeah. Hello, have you had any contact with your attorney?
And, Your Honor, I haven't spoke to him, since, I've been locked up.
Well, you haven't seen him?
I haven't seen him. The thing was, is I went upstairs to the courthouse over there at the Bear County. And there was a monitor that was wiggling off and on
Mhm.
and stuff. And then it blanked out, then it came back on, then all of a sudden the officer escorted me out. And that was it.
All right,
I
just
mean,
have a seat.
Oh,
Just have a seat.
sorry that I look like I do. I mean, this.
Oh, no problem.
Well, it's been
You're coming
6
from
months.
custody. I understand. You're welcome. All right, Montez, Jason Montez. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Mr. Montes had, we had a competency hearing last week and Judge Carruthers, he was found to be competent. So he's back here. We're looking at his two files. We were not able to make an agreement. It's pretty steep proposals in this case. I think I'm gonna have to take a closer look at some of the evidence that I already have, and we would request time for me to do that, as it looks like we're gonna have to further prepare for a trial. I want to make sure I have all my motions into.
All right. So let me just see something.
So we're not taking no deal, right?
Taking a while for things to load up in the system.
Oh, that's fine. I understand.
So anyway, he's supposed to be back here, not today. He's supposed to be back here on October 31st because there was a doctor's report on something other that we were waiting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that you had referred him to the mental health care court and they couldn't really do much with him, Your Honor, because he had this ongoing competency thing pending, so no action was really taken about that. So, but maybe, yeah, I'd like more of that if we can get it.
All right, so I believe the doctor's report, from what I'm seeing in the notes, was in regards to his competency questions.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
do you have the results of the competency?
I do.
And has Judge Carruthers heard that and declared him competent?
Yes, he has, and I've shared those findings with counsel.
Okay. So then, let me see. I can have him come back on November 12th. How old are you?
25.
All right, so we're gonna come back on November 12th just to make sure that you have all your discovery. On November 12th, I'm gonna expect an acknowledgement of discovery to be signed.
All right.
And then maybe you all can continue to negotiate if parties think that will be helpful. If not, then we will see where we are.
I don't think that it would hurt, Your Honor.
All right. So we'll come back on November 12th and I'll put that down as discovery, but you all can continue negotiations.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Moses Martinez.
We're just gonna talk about recent.
Okay, come forward. Hello. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm sorry.
It's your voice, man.
Oh, now, you know what I always tell everybody? There is a standard of dress for people when they come to court and people have forgotten that. But no, I do appreciate the way you're dressed. All right. So on this one, discovery, do y'all have discovery?
Yes, sir.
I believe I do. What's in the file is uploaded all, then I do.
All right. And state, were you able to tender an offer or no?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That might improve if he talks to the victim.
Okay. And sir, how old are you?
I'm 67.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this for a plea deadline date on November 21st. Is that enough time, state?
If so, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else? All right. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. All right.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Just, oh, thank you. God bless you too. Just have a seat and the coordinator will give you your reset. Ah, come up, Christopher Gonzalez.
Okay.
Okay. So my understanding last time we were here, an offer was tendered. Has anything changed?
No,
All right.
I
So,
mean, the offer slightly changed, but he still rejects the offer. He
all
wants to
right, you want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How long do y'all expect this trial to last? All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date, 2 days, criminal trial division. All right, they're gonna bring you over dressed for trial in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know. We'll see if we can expedite that. All right, is there anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't have any clothes. When I was brought to the county jail, I came from the hospital, so I had no clothes.
All right, so what we'll do, your attorney has approval, of course, to buy you clothing and it'll be brought to you at the jail.
Okay.
but you're gonna need to sign a clothing exchange.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, your attorney will explain it to you. It's a form they give you at the jail. You just request it, say you need to sign for a clothing exchange.
Okay.
And since you have no clothes to exchange, which is what you're telling me, it'll just be him delivering clothing to you.
Okay,
All right?
okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right, so you've had a chance to meet with attorneys from Managed Assigned Counsel?
Yes.
All right, so I was informed that your attorney is actually in a jury trial in Comal County. I was just informed of that this afternoon.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you all have received discovery or he has received discovery. Does anyone know what type of case he's trying in Comal County? Because I can reset this hopefully when he's completed that and we can come back to court.
So I've spoken with Mr. Folsom and he would like the attorney to be reassigned at this point. I have spoken with him and he's had very limited contact with his attorney.
Mhm.
So at this point, we just think it's best if he can be reassigned.
All right, so who would it be reassigned to?
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Folsom, just because I know the MAC came in, having some complaints about his counsel at the moment, regarding discovery and also, requesting that some motions be filed that haven't been filed. So, I don't mind, Your Honor, if the court would like to place me on the case to represent him. That way we can hopefully speed things along, get some things filed and address his case timely.
All right, so then I'll have the MAC reassigned then. Is that what you're requesting?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna go on the record briefly. The court is calling 2024 CR 009026 State versus Randy Folsom. Are you Randy Folsom?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Randy Wayne Folsom.
All right, so you were scheduled here today at 9 a.m. The defense counsel that was assigned to you is currently in jury trial in Comal County. My understanding is that Managed Assigned Counsel has had an opportunity to confer and speak with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
And are you asking that another attorney be assigned?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you're asking that your current defense attorney be removed as your attorney of record?
Well, yes, ma'am, because there's really.
No.
record.
I,
Okay,
here,
thank you.
let me just tell you. So this is what I don't allow. I don't allow people to speak ill of anyone when they're not present to respond. And that goes not just for people speaking ill of attorneys. I don't like for attorneys to say anything negative about their clients either. So I just don't allow that.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I'm just asking you these specific questions. Now, it's the court's understanding that you've had a chance to speak with Managed Assigned Counsel, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then the person that they're bringing in is Renee Munoz. Are you requesting that he represent you?
Yes.
All right, the person who's standing behind you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'll follow through and Mac, you can reassign, of course, who you wish to reassign. And I will have I'll have your previous defense counsel withdrawn.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And we can go off the record. So what we'll do is we'll reset this. And this will just be to make sure that you have discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
I can bring you back on November 18th, 19th, or the 21st.
November 18th, please, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll come back on November 18th. If your attorney wishes for you to be brought over sooner, all he has to do is let the court know.
One further matter, Your Honor, if I ask the new counsel and to file a motion for bond reduction, and that gets e-filed accepted, maybe we approach the court for a potential setting before this November 18th date.
Yes, if there's issues with the system. So once you file it, if you'll just let Ms. Ferguson know and she'll put it on the docket and it can be placed on the docket before that date.
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3480. State of Texas versus Jose Alvarado. How do you pronounce the last name? Teche. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Tony, you're allowed for the state of Texas.
Kathy Compton for Mr.
And are you Mr. Teche?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God? You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Got it.
All right. And Ms. Compton, are you fluent in Spanish?
Yes, I am.
And were you able to review all of these documents with your client in Spanish?
Yes, I was.
Mr. Teche, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
And there's no application here?
No, there is not, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, I have.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cheche, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're proceeding only on count one, Your Honor.
Any objection to the waiver of count two?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cheche, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand in count one, you're charged with manufacturing or delivery of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 400 grams or more. That's a first-degree felony. However, your range of punishment for that offense is 15 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow that plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We've discussed the case fully and we've discussed it, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Cheche, has anyone threatened you? State will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports. But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments in the court will review. clarification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney. Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak